Ladies and gentlemen, JP 730 Sports. Uh, this White Sox story is way out of control. I asked myself, how does it get to this point, right? You got a player in the clubhouse who brings his kid to too many games. The other players don't particularly care for it. And, you know, president gets involved. He ruffles some feathers. Certain players are pissed off at him. One guy retires. All of this because a kid is hanging around the clubhouse. This could have been handled a lot easier if we just went by the man rules here. And here are the man rules. You got a problem with your teammate, you don't run to the back door to the president's office or send him text or emails or whatever, making complaints about the man having his son around the clubhouse too often. What you do is you and that man sit down and have a conversation. You know, all of the teammates that have an issue with it, you sit down and you talk to them. Now, if the kid was coming around every now and again, I really wouldn't think there was a problem, but we're talking a lot of games here. According to USA Today, kid was at a lot of games, 130, 140 games in the clubhouse. That's damn near the whole season. And the clubhouse is a place where the players relax, they kick back, they have their certain conversations. And I mean, imagine having a 14-year-old kid around a bunch of adult males on a daily basis. You have to watch what you say, watch what you do. You know, you can't have certain conversations. There's certain things you can't do. Adam Laroche is wrong for putting his teammates in that position, you know, a lack of consideration. His teammates, the ones that had a problem with it, are wrong for putting Kenny Williams in a situation because instead of going to Adam Laroche like a grown man, sit down, have a couple beers, sit back, we have a conversation, we see where it goes. They just went to Kenny Williams and, you know, basically put Kenny Williams in a position of where he has to be the bad guy. So now you got Chris Sale upset at Kenny Williams because he felt like people were lied to and this, that, and the third. All of this could have been avoided with the conversation. You sit Adam LaRoche down and say, look, dude, we like your kid, he's cool. But he's restricting our movement around here. We can't be men with him around because we have to watch what we say, watch what we do. And, you know, some of you might say, well, what are they doing in the clubhouse that a 14-year-old, prohibits? I mean, just a general conversation you can't have around a 14-year-old. I mean, men talk and we talk in a certain way, and having a 14-year-old kid around does not help. Now, when I was coming up, it was different, and some are still like this. Some families or households or whatever, your father, your uncles or whatever, you were included in these conversations because it was part of your upbringing. It was a way to teach you about certain things, life in general, But unfortunately, things are different now, so or maybe Adam LaRoche didn't want his child around that. But either way it goes, he restricted the movements and the flow of his team in a position in their relaxed state, which is the clubhouse. Here's the other thing. Adam LaRoche has a job, and I don't care what you say about baseball, it being, a child's game and they get paid to play it. Regardless, he works for the Chicago White Sox, or he did at the time. And who brings their kid to work every day? Who does that? Yes, baseball is a job. You're getting paid to perform. It's a job. You don't bring your kid to work every day. You know what? I mean, the fact that Adam LaRoche did not even consider his teammates when this whole thing started, you got to consider that. I mean, either you're selfish or you just don't care, or you're the type of person who, does not see the big picture. There's no way that I would think bringing my child to work every day would not be a problem for somebody, especially in an environment like a clubhouse. So, Yeah. Now guys are retiring. Adam Laroche retires. Kenny Williams is, basically pissed off a few members of the team. The guys who ratted, the guys who snitched, the guys who, sent their little text or made their complaints, you notice you haven't heard from them, right? Because that's just how those guys do. Not very manly in my opinion. Not the manly way to go out. You started all of this. Instead of having a conversation with your teammate, you ran to the president. And now that shit's falling apart and all the fuckery has started, you go silent. You don't have anything to say. Meanwhile, you got the other guys who feel like Kenny Williams, basically lied to him and lied to LaRoche and lied to his son and lied to the players and all of this type of stuff. So now they're speaking out. You got them speaking out, Kenny Williams defending himself, Adam LaRoche making his point, and meanwhile, the soft individuals who weren't man enough to have a conversation with their teammate and went snitching to the president of the baseball team, have nothing to say. How's that work? Kind of fucked up. JP 730 Sports, I'm out.